My transition from practicing law to MLA was, in some respects, really super easy because I kind of had this leg up that I have hired as many lateral partners as I have and cut so many hundreds of deals. I'm counting there the ones, I guess, cutting and proposing deals. So I put a lot of things on the table that didn't get said yes to, and I put a lot of things on the table that someone did say yes to, and I've learned a lot in that process. Kind of what I would call kind of the technology of this business, meaning how a deal comes together, the complications of a partner leaving a firm, the complications of a partner joining the firm, the risks, what it is firms are worried about. All that was very first nature to me. And so that part of the move was super easy for me. The other part I would say is just, and I always struggled finding the right words for this, but it is such a relief to be in a line of work where the duties are very different. The duties are largely self-imposed. They're imposed by your own code of ethics and your own standard of professionalism, as opposed to by the ABA rules or the state rules. And so the definition of zealous advocacy, the definition of confidentiality, is based on a personal code of ethics of how you choose to deal with people, as opposed to an entire body of law defining how it is you interact with people. I had always relied on MLA as being at the high end of the ethical performance in the business. People who were straight shooters, did not engage in sharp practice, had quality candidates, and so that appealed to me. It's also true that I view myself as somebody who really is familiar with large institutions, and while the partner recruiting group is not that big, it's a lot different than hanging out a shingle or just being in business with some gal that you know who does this. And so I felt a lot of comfort being in an organization that actually could support me with marketing, with research, with technology, with office space. I'm not at a point in my life where I want to be worrying about getting W-2s completed for my assistant. And so being with a large organization, and MLA is clearly the largest. Also, MLA, the scale, provides for a lot of market intel that is not available in a smaller shop. All the time, I probably intuited that this would be available to me. But what I've really discovered now that I've come on board is the depth of industry knowledge that the folks at MLA have and the advantage that provides when working with firms. I think, I'd like to think that I can leave a couple of legacies in my life. I would be remiss if I didn't say having left Morrison & Foerster a better place than I found it is something that I believe is true and I'm very proud of. That said, leaving a firm in a better place is actually not as satisfying as having the partners in that firm say to you, "You made us rich," or "You helped me take my practice someplace I didn't think it could go." And that part of legacy is quite personal to those individuals, deeply satisfying, and that I feel is very much part of what I'm doing at MLA. I care a whole lot after I help somebody move firms that they're happier than they were before, and that they're doing better than they were before by whatever measure they choose to measure themselves.